Comfort.
Compassion.
Diversity.
Opportunity.
Connor Simpson, it's great to see you in Tiger Court today.
And good to see you too.
And going to talk to me about National Careers Week.
Yes.
Yeah, now obviously I know you, we've worked together for quite a few years, and I know your story, but other people don't. So it'd be great to actually hear your feedback on your career in social care. So how did you start your career in social care?
In social care, it was kind of when I was doing an apprenticeship with another business prior to this one. I started social care doing it on the weekends. I was just doing support work, which was actually for CRG Homecare.
Yeah.
Not many people know about that really, but it was for CRG Homecare doing the support on the weekends. And then I come into kind of like the administration roles after I finished that apprenticeship, and that's when I applied with the mobilisation team.
Right. So your job in social care within CRG, was that a permanent job that you started, or was it a temporary job?
No, it was more of a temporary basis, because I think when I was doing the administration role apprenticeship, I was kind of thinking, where do I want to go in my career? I was 18 at the time, so I was like, my next decisions are going to be what's going to, for the next couple of years, be my path route really. So I think I wanted to get into nursing at the time, so I thought I need to get some hands-on experience, see if I'd enjoy it really. So that's why I went into doing support work on the weekends. So it was kind of just a job on the weekends, just to fit around my apprenticeship really.
Yeah. And then when you finished the apprenticeship with the other organisation and you came into that temporary role with CRG, what were your day-to-day responsibilities in that?
When I joined, so when I joined the mobilisation team, it was a temporary contract. I think it was for 3 months, the actual contract. So I joined that team, and it was just more administration duties for the mobilisation team more than anything. So it was kind of that I'd liaise with the coordinators at the time. There was also people based here and people based on the ground elsewhere, so it was just kind of liaising with them and seeing what work they couldn't get done for me to support them really. So it was kind of like a support mechanism for them, and more data inputting really, and just doing the basics really of it.
So how long ago was that?
That was 5 years ago, over 5 years, September 2015.
And you talk about mobilisation team. What's mobilisation?
Nobody knows. Mobilisation team. So it was when the business tendered for contracts. It might be that we did an acquisition. So in any case, it's usually implementing a contract and seeing that through. So it's anything from finding a new area where we've won the contract, locating an office, then setting up a new branch. Branch awareness really for the brand really. So it's kind of just getting in the location. It then involves the recruitment side of it as well, the tutor consultations for any tutor staff, and just implementing the contract from start to finish really. So we do a lot of, it's changed over the years because CRG has grew as a business, and obviously now with a merge now for HCRG, it's a lot different because we was a lot smaller, we was a lot more of a niche team, so we did everything from A to Z. So things like inputting the service users, inputting the staff, all the detail, we would have done at that point, whereas now it's more of an upload of the teams and we get more support from the shared services now. But the shared services wasn't as big back then, so we literally done everything from setting up a new business really in a new location.
But what was the sort of point in time where you thought, right, this is going to really challenge me, or this is going to really put me out of my comfort zone to learn? What point was that?
On my first contract. So we went down to London, and that was our first implementation. For me, when I started for the temporary role, that was more on the back end of another mobilisation, so I didn't really see a mobilisation from that perspective. It was more then when we started and the role became more permanent, and then we did the first contract in London, which was just different because I'd never really been to London. It was different cultures. It was kind of, there's a lot of diversity down there. So it was a challenging contract because it was the first one that I did initially. So I didn't kind of know what to expect. I think people tell you what's going to happen, but even then you can't cover the scale of what you're going to be involved with, and how dynamic you've got to be, and manage multiple jobs at one time really. So it was a challenge from day one, mobilisation. I think that's what's always driven me to do as best as I could in the team, and we've never really failed on a mobilisation. We've always implemented, and every contract brings its different challenges. And I think as well over the years, because I've been in different positions in the mobilisation team, my responsibilities have increased. So obviously things where I thought, that's where I want to be, and that's going to be a challenge, that's a lot of responsibility. Now I think, I'm in that position, I'm absorbing them responsibilities, so what's the next thing really for us? So I would say everything's been a challenge, from the recruitment to the tutor consultations to getting the data from the outgoing providers. That's usually one of the biggest challenges that we come across. But I think it was just, I think being in mobilisation, you had to balance a lot of tasks. You had to spin a lot of plates, and it's being able to manage priorities as well. So that was the biggest challenge really.
And you talked before about putting yourself out of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
and being given opportunities. Would you say to anybody now that's thinking of coming into a similar role for you, if you're willing to take those opportunities, they are there for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think from CRG Homecare we've been given numerous opportunities. I think but in the same respect, I've seen people be given opportunities and not take it. So I've always kind of seized the opportunity, and even when I thought that's really scary, that'll make me very anxious in that, and it'll be out of my comfort zone. It's been a case of, well, let's take it in the stride and let's see what we can do with it, kind of thing. So it's kind of developing as you go along as well, and that's what people have got to understand, that sometimes you might see an opportunity to think, I've not got the skill set for that, or I don't know if I could kind of take that pressure on. But I think people are capable more than what they think. I think people overanalyse, and that's what I do a lot of the time. I'll overanalyse things, so I'll weigh up the pros and the cons, and I'll really think about something. But in the end, I always seize the opportunity, and that's what I've done really, and it's helped me develop my skills, my people skills, my communication with other people, and just dealing with different sort of pressures really. So, if something comes to my desk now, I don't really get as concerned or as anxious as now, because I feel like, well, I've done this before now. So I've gained a lot of experience in my time really in 5 years, because there's so many contracts that we've done, and because they've had so many different pressures. Now when I get a pressure now or a different challenge to the desk, it's like, all right, this is something new, it's exciting, let's see how we can approach it. And then you always learn from them as well, so you learn from what you've done right, what you've kind of can do better. So, and you develop over time, and we've developed the implementations of the contract over time. So, yeah.
And your role has really changed, hasn't it? From sort of admin assistant,
Yeah.
from a temporary role to a permanent, then into recruitment, then into coordination, a mobilisation coordinator, and then a project lead, where you actually took overall responsibility for a new contract.
Yeah.
And that is pretty big, isn't it? It's pretty responsible for somebody of your age and your experience.
Yeah. And to be fair, I've probably done it in quicker time than what I thought I could as well. So I think for the first couple of years it was just about learning the mobilisation team, and just broadening my skill set more than anything. So it was kind of just seizing every opportunity and learning from the people around me as well, because we've always had a dynamic team as well. So someone might be better at operations than what I am, so I'll just really focus into what their qualities are and how they approach things. And you learn from your team really, and luckily we have always had a great dynamic team, and that's where I've took a lot of my knowledge in from really, is the team around us.
Recently you've got another opportunity, you've just been seconded into a different role.
Yeah.
Tell me about that role then.
So the operational support manager role, this is a comment from the mobilisation team, and the purpose of this role is to kind of work with the regional directors in supporting them where they feel that there's some certain pressures or there's certain development needed in a different branch. So I'd go, say for instance a regional director said that we need to improve the hours in such a location. I'd then go and look at an action plan and liaise with the branch manager in order to meet that goal. And we've always worked with projects and goals from mobilisations. I think the beauty of it now is that you get to choose the deadlines, you get to say how long it's going to take, whereas previously we've been like, you've got to mobilise 1,500 hours in 6 weeks' time. So that's the different pressures now that I'm absorbing, whereas that I'm making my own timescales. Where I did involve my own timescales when I was doing mobilisations, because we'd always have to finish certain elements of the project by certain dates to achieve the next task. but yeah, it's just it's different pressures, like you say. But I'm learning more. Mobilisation's different than operations. Obviously, you are setting up contracts, so I kind of know what the contracts are looking for, and how to build them. And obviously, we're working in recruitment in the team as well. You know, we've had to employ quite a number of staff to fill a shortfall of the mobilisation. So I've got a broad skill set that I can take over to this role anyway. There will be certain stuff that I'll need to learn, different challenges and different comfort zones that I need to come out of as well. But it's a good opportunity, and it's just like I say, seizing the opportunities.
It is, isn't it? So, and how old are you now?
24.
24. So in that 5-year period, you've gone from a temporary admin job to a manager.
Yeah.
In one of the biggest healthcare companies in the country.
Yeah, it goes without saying, you do that though, and there'll be certain sacrifices in your life that you make. Ones that I've started to go grey hair at an early age, and I think that's one of the pressures that I've had to take. But in all seriousness, there is certain sacrifices. I mean, from when I started the team, I was very career focused. I still am career focused. So you know, it's about balancing as well. So to enjoy your job, you've got to enjoy your social life, your balance, your personal life as well. So I've always thought that I've got a good network at home. I've got a good network at work as well. So that's always been important.
Yeah. And if I had to ask what advice you'd give to someone who was thinking about a career in social care, what would you say to them?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it because it's one of them. It's one of them sectors that you don't necessarily need qualifications to do well in. Obviously, you learn as you go. You will gain qualifications as you go, but it's more of an experience. You're dealing with people. Not every day is the same, and there's so many opportunities. I see them given every day in different branches, different locations. That there is opportunities there for people to take. So you can progress quite quickly in this kind of sector, and you learn a lot over a short period of time as well. But although you learn a lot, there's still a lot to learn. It's one of them sectors that's constantly moving, it's constantly changing, so you've just got to adapt with it really.
Yeah. What's the goal?
What's
your ideal role? What's your ideal
role
within the organisation?
I think it'd be to reach a regional director level. So I'd like to do that because my job's entailed different locations. I like that side of it. I've never really been, for the past 5 years, stuck in one place. You know, I don't go home at evenings. I usually go to like a different location or a different hotel and stay over. And it's that kind of thing really. I like dealing with multiple situations really, and managing different tasks. So I think that's the role to go for more as a regional director. Yeah.
Good for you. Well, you'll do it. You'll get there. And it's
Thank
great
you.
to talk to you today. I think the energy and passion that you've got in what you do, and it's evident that, you know, if you do actually take the challenges that are offered, get the support that you need, and you've got the right kind of attitude, you can really make a success. So thank you so much.
Thank you
For talking to us today, and hopefully people will be inspired by your story for National Careers Week.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you.